Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a full face of makeup, full glam. Like I'm going to do an everyday makeup look and then kind of like an evening look for just 20 quids, which in America, I think is like $27. I'm going to like put it on screen. And then I think euros, it's like 23, 24. I don't know. I'm not like a currency expert, but they're there. So I picked out a bunch of products that are super affordable, but they're not just good because they're affordable, they're just good. And I think this entire makeup look comes out well under £20. It's like £20 and some change. You can go and buy yourself a drink, go and buy yourself a bag of sweets, go and buy yourself a Freddo. A Freddo's even under £1 anymore. I like judge the economy by the price of Freddo's. I swear you need to take a mortgage out for one of them now. If you don't know what Freddo's are, again, I will put a picture of them on screen now. They were like 10p. When I was a kid, maybe even like 5p when I was a kid, and now they're like a lot, like the price of a small house. Before we get into today's video as well, I know some of you will hate my top, but I also know there's gonna be a few of you that, There's gonna be a few of you that will love it. I got it from a vintage shop in Bristol. I bought a ton of vintage stuff. I'm really loving just like thrifting and everything at the moment. So let me know if you want a video of me like showing you all the things that I picked up recently, because I got a lot of good stuff. I think I got a lot of good stuff. Some people are gonna be like, why the hell did you buy that? But let me know if you want a video. Anyway, let's whack the clips on. Michael is attacking a box behind me. You can't fit in that box, you're too big. You're too big. Do you know, if you do this to cats, they'll do it back. Ears are on. All right guys, Michael is now nice and settled, so let's get into the video. Okay, now my top doesn't look so good, but my hair's all pushed back. Okay, so I've already moisturized, which you guys know I use as a primer, so I don't have a primer that I'm gonna be using today, but I do just tend to use my regular moisturizer anyway. Where's my brow pencil gone? How have I already lost everything? Hang on, wait. Oh, hi. My darling baby. All right, so I've already moisturized my skin. Is that cheating by not including it? I'll let you be the judge, but you guys know I always just use my regular moisturizer as a primer anyway. So first of all, I'm gonna remove the hair from it. I have a bar of Pear's soap that still has a hair on it. Pear's soap, the OG soap brow. If you're gonna use soap for your brows, always use a transparent one, just because then you won't have as much of a white cast. So I've just put a little bit of setting spray on there, but you can also just use water and get it nice and foamy. This isn't like my favorite way to do kind of laminated brows anymore. You guys know I like to use the ABH gel stuff, and then also the Refi gel stuff. But this is still really good, and this costs 70p. Like, you can get this from Sainsbury's for 70p, and you can also wash your butt with it. So you guys, I'm sure, know the drill with this. I'm just gonna run through my brows with the soap. I really make sure that I work it in. I find the trick with soap brows as well, I know a lot of people hate them, but I love it, is if you go straight up, you might look a little bit wild. I'm all about looking a little bit wild. I don't want to look completely wild. So I usually go up at the front and then go at kind of like, trying to do the math at like 45-degree angle. And then yeah, just flatten it down my fingers. I mean, my brows typically don't really need much filling in anyway, but doing this in itself just makes your brows look way more full. I feel like the trick with the soap as well is to make it a bit of a paste as opposed to just like a liquid. You can't fit in that box. He just likes to attack everything. Why do cats always sit in the smallest box? So yeah, I just slick them down and then tidy them up a little bit. And I'm just using a spoolie on my Primark brow pencil, which is honestly one of my favorite brow pencils ever. And this is, I've written it down very messily, this is £2. Bend the spoolie back up there. But yeah, this is £2 and it is such a good skinny brow pencil. I have it in dark brown. So then, just because obviously it is soap, I do like to make sure that I clean up around my brows just in case there is any like dry soap residue. But you can obviously just do that with like water or whatever. But yeah, if you don't do that sometimes, it can just look a little bit textured around your brow. So just give it a little clean up. My brows right now are just like, hello. All right, so now for my base, I'm gonna go in with concealer. This, you guys may remember I spoke about in my Technic video. It is the 3-in-1 Canvas Technic Concealer. This stuff is so good. It's like very comparable to Tarte Shape Tape. I actually feel like I maybe prefer this one just a little bit. The color that I have for my Shape Tape, which I think is around here, I've been wearing medium honey lately since being tan, so this one might be a little bit too light for me, but it's such a good concealer. So what I would normally just do with the Shape Tape is whack it under my eyes. And basically in all the areas that I maybe have like blemishes or a little bit of redness, the jowls. And then I also really like this as an eye primer as well. That's why it's just so bloody good, to be honest. So I'll just kind of just draw all over my face, really. I'm there like, yeah, I'll put a little bit here, a little bit there. Just slap it all over your face. And then I'm just going to blend all of that out using a buffing brush. I may need to sneakily warm this up just a tiny bit. I'll sort of see how it all looks in a second. But I do need to get another one of these that actually suits my skin at the moment with my fake tan. But honestly, it's so, so good. When I first tried this, it was a sponsored video, but I remember trying it like, how is this working so well? Take a little bit more in the center and a touch more in my inner corner. Okay, how are we doing? Pretty happy with that? And look, you don't need any more coverage than that. And that's coming from like the coverage queen, yes. I love how I'm like, you don't need any more coverage than that. And I'm here with the wand. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, it's a tiny little bit too fair for me, but by the time I bronze everything up, we'll be good. That is such a nice base. It gives you all the coverage of foundation, but it's just not too heavy. So then for powders, I actually picked out two. I'm gonna take the more affordable one, but using this one still makes it cost under £20. So the more expensive one is £3.50 from Primark. It is the Blurred Out Skin Conditioning Universal Blurring Powder. Really, really like this one. Another really affordable powder though is this one here from Natural Collection, which is £2.49. And this is just called the translucent powder. I do definitely prefer the Primark one, but this one is still quite nice. I don't tend to use too much of it. I find if I do use too much, it can look a little bit matte, but I like to just use a tiny little bit of this just to kind of set everything down. I'm still loving a slightly more natural. Again, whenever I say the words natural, you know it ain't natural. A slightly more natural finish on my skin at the moment, just something that looks a little bit more glowy and healthy. Yeah, you can see just the tiniest little amount has just fully mattified everything down. So I definitely think less is more with this powder. And then I'm gonna take the tiniest little bit under my eyes and set it ever so lightly on my lid as well, literally just the smallest amount. I'm pretty happy with that. If I need to mattify anything else, I will in a minute, but for now, I'm just gonna stick with that. Next, the most expensive product that I'm going to be using today is this face palette, which is going to act as like a 54-in-1. So of course, I'm going to go in with the bronzer first of all. This palette, by the way, is from Collection. It is the Blush and Glow, and this costs $4.99. So I'm actually going to take quite a big brush, and I'm just going to tap that onto my cheeks at first. I'm not going to go too sculpted or anything. And just bronze everything up slightly. I like to go a little bit across my nose as well. How are we looking? Not too bad. And a little bit on my jaw. And then because we're rolling on a bit of a budget today, I'm actually going to go in for the everyday look with my bronzer there and just run that in my crease. I'm sure you all know this by now. I do this all the time. Like regardless of whether, you know, I'm doing a fancy makeup look or whatever, I always use my bronzer in my crease. I just find it ties everything together. Like even if I'm using another palette, a lot of the time I will just use the bronzer that I've got on my face in my crease. I find that it just kind of brings everything together. And I'll also just wiggle that onto my lid just a tiny bit. I'm not, by the way, cheating with my Too Faced bronzer. I just have it here and I'm using it as a mirror. I'll show you. Ding, ding, ding. And then right in the crease there. Okay. That'll do for a minute. So then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of blusher. I'm gonna go in with this one here. These are quite pigmented, so I'm only gonna take the tiniest amount. And again, just pat that over my cheeks, just to kind of lift everything a little bit. I keep looking in the palette as if there's a mirror. Hello? There is no mirror. Woo! Went a little bit crazy there with the blush. Okay, it's fine. Remain calm. Go back down with my foundation brush. Got a little bit trigger happy there with the blush. So then, like I said, I have the Primark brow pencil, which of course you can use through your brows. I don't feel like I need to. So what I am going to use this for though, is some fake freckles. And don't get me wrong, it's not quite Freck or the misguided pen that I use, but you can still make it work. So I usually find the best way to kind of do freckles with brow pencils is to make, Why am I choking so much today? Beverage time. Is to just kind of warm it up. There's probably better ways of doing that. You could sit on it, but I've lost the lid, so it'd probably just melt onto my trousers. Yeah, you can just warm it up, or warm it up a little bit on the back of your hand, and then I do little twisting motions. And again, just press them in like I would normally. If you find they're a little bit more tricky to press in, just go back in with your foundation brush afterwards. I know some people don't get the fake freckle trend, but I love it. Another brow pencil as well I want to quickly mention is this one here from Natural Collection. I'll just show it to you guys. This one I don't love as much. It's not as pigmented, and I personally prefer the roll up, like twist up mechanism, but this is also really nice as well. And again, super, super cheap. So I'll just do a couple of freckles with that. Again, just little twisties. You don't want to press too hard. I find that if you just press, slight little twist, then you'll kind of get a good little shape. So now we're going in with this guy. This is actually a really, really nice highlighter. So I'll take some of that and of course just slather my face in it. It gives quite almost like a wet look finish. Like it doesn't really look like much on the skin. It's a bit more silvery than I would normally go for, but it's still really, really nice. And it does just sort of, it just looks really, really good on the skin. I was actually really surprised by this when I first tried it because I was expecting it to look a little bit more powdery, but actually it's something you probably have to build up a little bit. But then when you kind of get it built up, it gives a really, really nice glow. Go on my nose. And then of course, the milk mustache, always and forever. And then again, I go back in with the brush that I was using for my blusher and bronzer just to kind of tie everything together. Oh my God, almost forgot in a corner on the brow bone. Another thing you could obviously also do, which isn't my usual jam, but you could still do it, is, use the blushes or, the highlighter sort of all over your lid a little bit, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And then once again, going back to that brow pencil, you guys know I've been loving doing this recently, is you can do a little flick. You can do anything you want. So again, taking the brow pencil, it's a little bit better when it's slightly more warmed up. And just do a little flick. Again, you could also do this with the bronzer, just like a little angle brush. And then you can also blend it out with an angle brush as well. Yeah. And then I also sometimes just put it in my waterline a little bit too. Usually just in there. Okay. Right. So enough mascara. You guys know I have a lot of love for Primark and Essence mascaras. Primark mascaras are usually around about £2.50. All the ones that I have here are. And then Essence mascaras are usually about £3, £3.30, something like that. I think I'm going to go in with this one here, the False Affair mascara. This one is £2.50 from Primark. It's got a very, very similar brush to the, is it They're Real? I think it's They're Real by Benefit. And I'm just going to wiggle that through my lashes. I'm going to kind of focus it mostly on the outer corner to give it a little swing. That's the technical term, by the way. This mascara is almost running out. I've been using this mascara quite a lot recently, actually, and I definitely need a new one. By the way, if you don't have any of the mascaras that I have in Primark, like the other one that I have here is the Wonder Lash, which I'll also show you. This one here. I might actually even use that one instead because that one's a bit more newer. And it's quite similar to the, whatever you call it, telescopic. But yeah, if you don't have some of the mascaras that I have in my hand, just have a look at them because so many of them, like 9 out of 10 Primark mascaras that I try, I really, really love. So yeah, I've changed my mind just because the other one is a little bit dead. I'm going in with the Wonder Lash. It like takes a couple of wiggles, but then when you get your wiggle on, then you're all good. Wait, what did I even say just then? Just as you were, please. Just a really, really nice mascara. So then I have 2 lip options. Technically 1, but you all know again that I like to use my brow pencil as my lip liner sometimes. Honestly, this £2 brow pencil, I'm like giving you the finger right now, put that down. This £2 brow pencil is so damn good. Get it. But of course, if you don't want to be a rule breaker, then you can obviously just use a regular lip liner. This one is from Primark as well. And this one's just in the shade Toast, so it looks like that. And this one is a Quids. But you know me, Miss Rebellious over here. I'm gonna take my brow pencil. I'm gonna blot my lips down a bit just to make them like one even color. And I'm just gonna fill in my lips with that. I honestly love just like gray toned lip liners. And so a brow pencil is a good way to go. Okay, so I've outlined my lips like that. Primark honestly always come through with the lip products. Their lip products are so cheap. These are literally like 90p. I've got a bunch of different shades here. They're all matte. This one is in the shade, I have no idea, Uncovered. I also have this one, which is in the shade Naked. I think this is like their old packaging or something. So I'm gonna go in with a tiny little bit of this. So I've just lined the outer part of my lips and then I'm just gonna feather it in, just so it's not like super, super dark yet. Again, if you don't like a grey tone lip, that's cool. Like you do the slightly warmer tone, but I love it. And because I've got a lip balm under my lips as well, if I just sketch it all in, even if it's rough, I can just go over it with my finger. Okay, this makeup look so far has cost just £15.70p. So like you got £4.30 and your £20 change, you can go and buy yourself a iced coffee or something way more worth your money. But if you have the addiction, you understand. Okay guys, so this is the everyday makeup look done. I would honestly wear this all the time, like whether I'm even going out or, you know, just doing whatever with my day. Obviously, if you don't like the cool tone lip, you can change it up, use one of like the £1 lip liners or whatever, go for a red, go for a nude, whatever you wanna do. But yeah, this cost £15.70p, just a little over 15 quids. So now still keeping it under £20, I'm just gonna level everything up a little bit, lashes, deepen up my eye look a little bit, deepen up the lips. So let's go. Boom. Okay, so now we're gonna make it a little bit more nighttime-y. We're not gonna change too much, we're just gonna add more. So I'm gonna go back in with my lip liner slash freckle pen slash eyebrow pencil and fill in my lips a lot more now and make them basically like proper cool tone gray. Woo! I love it. Okay, so now one of the products that I'm gonna add into the mix is this palette here from Body Collection. Again, I have mentioned this palette multiple times here on my channel. These cost £2.50. They have a bunch of other colors. I have this kind of greeny blue one here, and then also this more like warm tone one here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and take, I think, this green shade here, and I'm basically just gonna whack that all over my lids, just to give it a little bit of something. But again, like even that as like an everyday sort of eyeshadow palette with that brown in there, you could so easily use that instead of the bronzer. So I'm just whacking that in there. My lips pretty much match my eyelid color right now, interesting. And then again, I'll just blend all of that out with a fluffy brush. Then I'm also gonna take my fluffy brush and go back in with this deeper shade here. If I remember correctly, this is more of like a kind of gray khaki. And I'll just pat that on the outer corner, just to deepen it up a touch. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of that khaki shade and go on my lower lash line as well. Then I'm gonna go in with a bit more mascara and I'm gonna go on my lower lashes with that. I might change the lip slightly. I feel like it's a lot right now. Then once again, I'm gonna go in with the brow pencil that is saving our asses right now, and I'm gonna do a little bit of tight lining. I'm gonna extend that flick a little bit more. And go into the inner corner a bit as well. Slight little fox eye situation. Do I keep the lip? Do I not keep the lip? I might keep the lip for a minute. I feel like with a different top, the lip will work. Right now I just look like a goth that's ready to play football. So right now this makeup look costs £18.20. However, we're gonna add a couple of lashes. So these are the PS, they are the individual lashes and they come with an adhesive as well. I actually kind of rate the Primark lash adhesive. Don't get me wrong, it's not my favorite, but it's not half bad. So all I'm really gonna do here is I'm gonna pick up some of the longer ones. Probably take like 3 maybe. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the adhesive on the lashes just to add a tiny little bit more fullness on the outer corner of my lashes. And I'm just gonna pop that on the outer corner there. Just to add a tiny little bit of swing. Again, that technical term. If I hadn't done mascara as well, I would probably use my, it's not gonna fit in with the budget, but my Kiss adhesive and go like underneath the lashes. These are actually really, really good with the Kiss lashes. So I put them on. They usually look a little bit disjointed, but then once they're kind of stuck in place, I will give them a little squish. So squishy, squishy. Just helps to add a little bit more fullness onto the outer corner. I'm gonna add a couple more, going for a slightly shorter one. Just like that. You might be able to see, it's just added a little bit more fullness on this side, just giving it a little bit more of like a lift. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do the other eye just because it's a little bit fiddly. It's hard to talk when you do lashes and I don't know. I'm gonna do the other eye, sort out my hair a little bit. I may well change my top just because I feel like we need something a little bit more sleek, plain, because this top right now is just like, hello, focus on me. But yeah, I'm gonna go and do that and then I will check back with you guys for the final look. All right guys, so this is the finished look, which costs, drumroll please, £19.20. So you got 80p spare to spend on your Freddos, if they're not more than 80p now, bag of sweets, bottle of water, chocolate bar. What would you spend 80p on actually? Let me know in the comments. If you had 80p right now that you had to go and spend right now, you couldn't save it or anything, what would you go and spend it on? Let me know. I'd maybe go and buy like loads of those little bags of sweets from like Asda or Tesco. Go and buy like 3 of them or something. Yeah, maybe a flump. I do like a flump. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. Let me know if you want me to do any other kind of videos like this because I love it. I was gonna say doing challenges like this. I didn't really feel like this was a challenge. There are so many good affordable makeup products on the market now. Like where were all these products when I was a kid? But yeah, I love how this makeup look turned out. I love the daytime look and I love this one. It's very kind of like Morticia Adams and I'm kind of feeling it. Let me know your favorite affordable makeup products in the comment section down below. If you guys want to do this challenge as well, I would love to see it. Please feel free to tag me in your pictures, your stories, whatever. If you enjoyed this video, as always, you all know the drill. Please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me because I upload all the damn time. But apart from that, that is it from me. I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.